This is my 3.4 factors affecting people in exercise. Scenario 1. George can't get into his football team because he has bad fitness levels and is too lazy to improve. But when he comes on the pitch as a sub, his parents and other parents praise him, which makes George more motivated to play well in the game. If the parents didn't praise George when he did something good, he would feel less motivated to play well in the game. Also, his performance is widely affected if there is bad conditions around him, for example, bad weather or just bad memories from the team you played last time, which was a rough game. George tries his hardest in competitions and matches, but is very lazy in his training sessions. This is why he doesn't always start matches. Even though he doesn't start games, he believes that he's naturally talented and doesn't need to practice in order to be successful. Scenario evaluation, we have motivation climate, achievement motivation theory, and fixed mindset. Attribution theory is how the environment affects an athlete's motivation. So it could be bad weather or good weather, which is a social learning theory. Motivation climate was used when George's parents were praising him when he did something good. But when he failed to complete a task, his coach shouted, "Sort it out," as in because he made a mistake, which affected George's motivation. This made him play badly for the next 5 minutes, and because he played badly, the coach subbed him off. In the terms of achievement motivation theory, George has the drive to achieve success in a game, matches and competitions, but not in his training. Unfortunately, he has the naff personality characteristics, which means that in his training he avoids challenge, he doesn't take risks, and often gives up and doesn't want to listen to feedback. George performed better when he thought the incentive value of success was high. So if the match was a semi-final or a final, George will feel that the success is high because he knows he may get a reward, i.e. a trophy, which is an extrinsic factor. For instance, when his coach tried to make him do an advanced agility drill, George refused to try it at all. He concentrates on his talents because he's extremely motivated at competitions, but doesn't feel the need to develop his talent by training. For fixed mindset, George has a fixed mindset because he thinks that he's naturally talented and does not need to practice in order to improve his performance. But he doesn't start any of his matches, so his fixed mindset may not be real for George. Extrinsic and intrinsic factors. They're both having a drive to take part in an activity. There are two types of motivation, which is extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic is external factors such as rewards, and intrinsic is internal factors such as an employer. Achievement goal theory. In terms of the achievement goal theory, George's behaviour is outcome goal orientated. This means that he focuses on his outcomes and the rewards he may get. For example, trying his very hardest in important competitions and being lazy in his football training sessions. The tasks that George sets himself are not out of his reach. However, because he performs at a lazy rate in training, those goals are virtually impossible. George also makes comparisons with other elite footballers in his age group. This is another example of him being outcome oriented. Stability is the reason permanent or unstable. Casualty external and internal differences. Winning example and losing example. Control, is it under your control or did you train hard for the sport? And there's a diagram in the bottom right corner for the attribution theory. This is scenario 2. Freddie is a cross-country runner who has the ability to be the best of his age group. He came 6th in his race and the top 5 of the race get praise with medals and certificates. Freddie now does not want to take part in his cross-country anymore. Freddie wanted to win that race but was not bothered in comparing to other people's results. Achieving motivation is used when it says Freddie is capable to be the best in his age group. This tells us that Freddie is a naff because he does not take risks. If he took risks and trained harder, he will be the best in his age group and he will win more races. But he avoided it. But he is a naff, so he needs to avoid failure. Achievement goal theory is used when he wants to win his races, but is not bothered about any of his opponent's score times. This is the use of mastery task goal. That's the end of the slideshow.